this is a very actually interesting surprise encounter. I'll tell you all about it a bit later, but I am here in the office of the president of AMS, which is the
Alma Mater Society Student Union at UBC Vancouver.
Yes. How I got to this office, interesting fact, was I got lost and I entered into the first open door and this guy's like, just come in. So thank you so much, Alan.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so we're here. What is the story of Alan?
So my name's Alan Ehrenholtz. I am a fourth year, going into my fifth year of civil engineering here at UBC. I'm born and raised in Burnaby, just down the road from UBC.
Nice. Very nice.
The reason I came to UBC was my dad graduated from here 30 plus years ago, and his stories inspired me to come to his alma mater, and his stories of his time at student government inspired me to get involved in student government.
And as you can tell, he's just a natural at this. This is like day 11 for you right now. It's about day 11. You were just voted in by the public. So just tell a little about that, because we spoke off camera about that, and there's very interesting stories. I want to make sure everyone gets it.
So in February, before the election season kind of started, some friends and I got together and they said, Alan, we kind of want to run this joke campaign. The engineering cairn is a landmark here at UBC, and it would be really funny if you were kind of the person, you're a talkative guy, we think you can do it. And I said, sure, why not, let's go for it. And then part of the way through the campaign, I released a real platform, a full platform of the things I would do if elected president. And I had a wealth of experience in student government from beforehand. I was the Engineering Undergraduate Society president.
Very nice, very nice.
And the voters went for it, and the students here at UBC decided I'd be a good fit. And here you go. I'm 11 days into being president.
And the fact, like I said, you have a literal open door policy.
As much as I can.
And you have a glass office. So literally, if this was, this is quite simply the definition of transparent government. Right.
As much as we can.
As much as we can. That's amazing. So that you showed us how you got in, and you're born in Burnaby. So basically, this is like your town. This is everything around here is just you.
Yeah, a local guy. Grew up playing soccer throughout the Lower Mainland. Haven't been other places, but this is home. 100%. This is home.
That's nice. That's very nice. So just let's do a little tangent once more. Civil engineering. How did you find time to just? I mean, it started as a joke, but still.
Yeah. So I think engineering at UBC, the EUS as a whole, really set me up for it.
Yeah.
The EUS is our engineering student government. It's a volunteer society, and it was a lot of fun to get involved. Again, that was one of the things my dad did with his time at UBC. So one of the things that I looked out for when I came as a first year. I was really kind of searching for something, and the EUS is where it came from.
Wonderful.
And like I mentioned off camera, next year I won't be taking my full engineering course.
Oh, knowing it, that's one thing that every engineering student can agree on. The course loads are killer.
So I won't be taking my full course load. I'll only be taking a couple courses. So I'll be focusing my efforts here.
And the students of UBC, I'm not a UBC student, but I can say we appreciate that. And in fact, it's a very interesting thing. Like, when I met you, I'm like, oh, is either a poli-sci or a humanities student? They're like, oh, no, I'm an engineer. That's amazing, because I mentioned off camera, I had an interview with Toby, great guy. You guys will get to listen to him later. He is all about science, and one of the things he likes to do is make sure that scientists have a voice. I'm like, that's a very important fact, given that people nowadays are like, oh no, I want quick information, or if you can't communicate properly, I'm not going to listen.
Yeah.
The fact that you're an engineering student and you're like, hey, I can sit at basically the top office of student government and give that voice to students, that is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. You can't, the way I kind of always explain it to people is, your degree is the reason you came to university, but at the end of the day, it's only a piece of paper. And everything you do while at university, all the things that you choose to get involved in, that fills your piece of paper with color.
That is like a golden quote right there. I'm going to have to put that on the wall. Paint that. That is beautiful. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, so jumping into things, so your title of presidency, what is, the AMS, and why is it important?
So the Alma Mater Society is our student union here at UBC Vancouver. Why is it important? We provide academic advocacy, professional development, and social opportunities to our students. We represent students at all levels of government to the university. We advocate for them on behalf of important issues. And we try to improve the lives of students while they're here at UBC. So one of those things that you can get involved in is your AMS. You can volunteer or work for the AMS.
If I'm guessing this right, every student is an AMS member.
Yes, by coming to UBC, you pay AMS fees and you're an AMS member. You have access to all of our services, which range from a food bank to tutoring to our Safe Walk service to Speakeasy, which I believe is how you found
your way. Yeah, I actually found my way here because I wandered into the... This is the third floor of Nest. We're going to get more into Nest because it's a wonderful building so far. I wandered up here, third floor, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking for an office. And
yeah,
the entire floor is an office. So I wandered into the services because I said, hey, these guys might know where to go. And I was curious about the sign that said Speakeasy. I'm like, the Speakeasy to me is like back in the old days, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was, and I was confused with what I was doing on the sign.
No.
And then I walked in, and the lady's like, oh, no, Speakeasy is a way for students to talk to someone else before they have to go talk to counseling.
Yeah,
it's more comfortable. You're more. I'm like, that's beautiful. That's amazing.
It's been a service of the AMS for quite some time. Unfortunately, I don't know the years off the top of my head.
That's perfect.
But it's one of our more well-used services. It's an awesome service for students that don't want to go out to formal counseling right away.
Great. No, that is a wonderful service. The fact that it exists and students are using it is it's a win-win.
Yeah,
it's a win-win. Yeah. So, and any other big field? Well, now we've talked about AMS. Nest. This building is amazing.
Yeah. So
the fact that it's all student-owned and operated, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's quite the space. So in 1967, actually, the old student union building was built.
And the campus. Time ago. I wasn't born then.
It was a long time ago. But in about 2007, 2008, the AMS group at the time looked at the old sub and said it was built in the 60s. It was built for a campus that was much different than the campus we have today, and it's time for an update. And so they started the process almost 10 years ago now of looking into what can we do to get a new student space, an updated student space, a modern student space on campus. And that was a long process. This building opened up in July 2015, so that's 8 years from concept to opening for cutting the ribbon. Yeah. And it's quite the space. Considering that the old sub, we didn't have space for all of the groups that wanted space. This building offers so much more to students at UBC. It allows us as the AMS to offer so much more to students, which is really quite exciting. And it looks really cool.
It looks really cool. The fact that it's very green, it's very clean oriented. So it's green, the recycling is there, there's so many options. The way it's designed, there's lots of natural light coming in. And the fact that you could walk in here and, this is one of the things I liked about it was the first floor you had food, you had bookstores. Second floor, it's kind of similar. So students aren't just coming here for club and everything, as the sign says, it is where it happens. It's where it all happens.
So much student activity can occur here. From partying to club activities to student government activities, studying. We have restaurants, like you said, food, coffee shops. So all different sorts of student activity can happen here. We really think it's a central point on campus for students.
And it's so far, like I said, it's been a wonderful experience. And I'm pretty sure, just the fact that, like you said, it's owned and operated by students, and students actually get that say in that. And this is a nest. It's a home, right? It's a home, so it's great. It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, how can people get involved with the AMS? You mentioned some examples of volunteering, obviously student leadership and governance, but what other ways?
I mean, I think student advocacy at UBC as a whole is so widespread. So you can get involved in like I did in your student society for arts or for science, or for me engineering, business. You can start there like I did. You can kind of look at running in elections to be an AMS representative on our council right away, which I know some of our other executives have done. Or you can go through our club system. You can get involved in the various clubs that we assist or help operate. You can help out in our services. You could volunteer for Speakeasy. You could volunteer to be a tutor or a Safe Walk walker.
That is amazing.
So there are so many different ways to get involved, and the best way is just to visit the website and look into it.
Yeah. What's the website, sorry?
AMS.ca as far as I know.
Yeah, AMS.ca. In fact, I'll find that. I'll put that on the link somewhere. as we're kind of winding down here, what's a quote or phrase that you live by? Something that just...
Yeah, so I said my little degree piece of paper quote earlier, but...
that's a golden quote, by the way. Beautiful quote.
I love to use that one,
Yeah.
so it's a common one that I like to use. But something I actually live by is it's a Winston Churchill quote, and it's the pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, but the optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. And especially in student government, you know, there's a lot of challenges, you're very busy, not everything's easy, but you can always find something good, an opportunity in it to improve yourself, to improve the society, to improve your relationships with other people, whatever it may be. You don't have to see it as difficult, you can see it as an opportunity.
Yeah, that to me just kind of it's a different version of what I always think about, it's inspire myself, inspire others, inspire the world.
Lovely.
You start with, it's almost like a cup system. You've got 3 cups and one gets filled up and flows in the other, and flows in the other. And that's just a wonderful quote. Yeah. And of course it was Winston Churchill, so naturally it's got the wisdom there. So we've mentioned the kind of info, and now we'll go into the quick questions here. He looked, when I showed him the quick questions, he's like, oh my gosh, this is like so many, but we can do this. All right, let's try this. Who is your personal hero and why do you hero?
I gotta say, I'm not gonna pick one person. I'm gonna say my parents, my mom and dad. They've both been super inspiring to me. I mentioned my dad as a reason I chose to come to UBC as an engineering student, but both of them have always been there for me growing up, and I wouldn't be who I am today without them.
Shout out to mom and dad wherever you are. All right, what is fulfillment?
What is fulfillment? I mean, I think it's just whatever puts a smile on your face.
Okay.
Whatever makes you happy, whatever that is for you, whether it's a sport or a volunteer organization, whatever makes you happy.
Whatever makes you happy. What brings you the greatest fulfillment?
I have to say soccer. I've been playing since so small.
Respect, I give you respect
there you
right
go.
there. That is amazing.
My dad was my coach growing up, and I still play the game. It's how I get away from everything. It always puts a smile on my face. A little bit of a competitive nature as well, so I love it.
Hey, it's all friendly stuff. That's the best part about soccer. You know, I've played soccer basically all my life, and it's a different vibe from hockey. Like hockey is there, but there's something about having like a blade beneath your feet. But soccer, you can literally play with almost anything.
Yeah.
Like
one of the greatest things about it.
Beautiful.
Is that you can just play with whoever, whenever, with whatever. You don't need a whole lot to go for it.
Very simple. What is your worst failure?
I mentioned to you off camera the VP admin campaign there. I actually ran to be an AMS executive 2 years ago, and I ran what I thought was a pretty good campaign, but I lost. My opponent ran a great campaign as well, and you know what, again, you got to see the opportunity in it. I used it because I had a lot more free time. It was the first year I wasn't involved in student government since I got into university, and it allowed me to focus on my classes more. It allowed me to get back involved in soccer at a deeper level and pick up some other things as well.
And in a way, it prepared you for this.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, in a way. So that's the thing about failures. You got to be always looking around.
Exactly.
But yeah. What would you want to change in the world?
I look at it, I think I just want people to be able to understand each other. You know, I think a lot of conflict occurs from just not being able to communicate, not understanding each other. If I could help everyone just understand where people are coming from and why people want certain things to happen, I think it would end a lot of conflict.
Great. One important advice to everyone.
I think it would have to go back to, especially as students, speaking to students out there, getting involved. Look past the academics. Don't put them in the drawer. Keep your academics as a main focus, and find something else. Find something else that you're really passionate about to get involved in, and make it your own. Really make it your own.
You heard from this man. Get involved. It's a plain, simple message.
Yeah.
What's important in life?
I think balance.
Balance.
I think speaking about getting involved, there is a way to get too involved. You can lose sight of other things that are really important to you. Yeah. Being able to find a balance of all the things that speak to you, that fulfill you.
Self-awareness. That's
self-awareness.
Right?
And it's tough. It is tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
But it takes time and try to find some sort of balance. Use your time at university to find balance.
All right. Speaking of balance, what got you out of bed this morning?
Oh, geez, work probably. My alarm second.
Yeah.
Probably my cat wanting food third. So
any one of those will get you out. They all work together. It's all balanced and harmonious. Very great. So what are you curious about?
What am I curious about?
I mean, you're an engineering student, so
Yeah.
you're definitely curious.
We're pretty fact-based. I guess I want to get involved in project management as an engineer. I love projects. Building this building would have been a fun one as an engineer, but I'm curious about project management.
Curious about that. Okay. What is your favorite memory?
I have this memory from when I was about 8 years old. We were taking a family vacation to Germany. We have family, relatives in Germany.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was in February, so there's snow everywhere, and we were doing this tobogganing down a hill, kind of a local hill.
Oh, wow.
And I think the tobogganing was fun, but the thing I'll never forget was my dad was holding our toboggans and letting us hop on and letting us fall down the hill. But while we were hiking back up, he'd do it for all the other kids that were doing the tobogganing as well. And I think it taught me a lot about what real kindness was, and because of that, I'll never forget it,
That's great. That is like an awesome memory to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you introduce yourself to a stranger on the street?
I'm all about handshakes. Call it formal, but I love, hey, my name's Alan, put it there, and then there you go. Then you got a connection.
Plain, simple, and connected. Wonderful.
Yeah.
One thing you want to know about everyone.
One thing I want to know about everyone. I think I want to know everyone's favorite drink. I think when someone's having a bad day, if you bring them their favorite drink, turns it around. So I think if I could know that, I'd be able to affect a lot of different people.
That's great. That's great. I'm a tea guy, so
there you go, right?
So that tea just gets me to get in.
Whatever it is it tea, is it water, coffee, bubble tea? I know one of my executives loves bubble tea, so these different things. I think it makes a difference on those hard days.
Yeah, yeah. If you had 1 minute of the world's complete attention, what would you do?
I think I'd, oh man, I don't even know what I'd do. I think I'd just try to get a message across of love and peace, man. Like there's a lot of hate in the world, and it sounds cheesy, but I think, I think asking what you do with 1 minute of the world's attention is a little cheesy. So
it's a little cheesy.
I think it calls for a cheesy answer.
It's got a cheesy answer,
But you know what? If I actually had everyone in the world's attention for a minute, I think I'd say, hey, let's take a look at what we're doing and let's try to make it a world a better place.
Make the world a better place. Nice and simple. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once more, thanks again.
There you go.
I'm not going to run like a crazy guy to turn on the camera. Cheers, guys.